It's Fully Threaded Radio Special Report.
We're after the Rugged Maniac, what do we call it, Mutter? Rugged Maniac race. We had to wait till after the rain here. I've got two new participants. This is
Christian, TJ,
and I've got old participants.
Bob, George.
So how was it, fellas?
It was good times.
It was great. Absolutely wonderful, yeah.
Would you do it again?
Absolutely.
For sure.
Which obstacle would you like to miss next time?
The tiles, running across the tiles on the water.
On the water? Yeah?
Yeah. The wall at the end was pretty tough.
Yeah. How far was it that you had to run? We didn't want to go that far.
A little over 3 miles.
Really? Yikes.
It felt longer than last year, but they clustered the obstacles this year.
Yes.
They did it like 5 in a row, and then it was a longer run.
So is that better?
No.
You want equal distance between every obstacle, or there's too much running.
Yeah.
And there you have a few sounds from the Rugged Maniac race. That happened August 19th up in Grays Lake, Illinois. That was our way of kicking off the Mid-West Fastener Association's Fastener Week this year, 2022. Hey, everybody, it's a special edition of Fully Threaded Radio. Eric Dudas here. This was another really strong event for the MWFA. We had a lot of fun at the Rugged Maniacs race. I have a couple of more sound bites for you in just a moment to get things kicked off. Then a full package of sound from the show floor at this year's MWFA tabletop. That happened in Oak Brook, Illinois. Again, it was a very strong event, good attendance, and the weather cooperated well, as it did the next day for the golf event. I've got some highlights from the show, golf scores, lots of good stuff for you. A few other details about this year's Fastener Week when we come back. But let's get to those clips first. The lovely and talented Lynn Dempsey was out in Grays Lake cheering us on. And just before I drop this sound on you, I'll set the scene a little bit. We had 16 members of the fastener industry that actually made it to the race course. 22 initially had signed up, and for various reasons, we lost a few, but it was a very energetic and dedicated group that finally made it out there. We all made it intact. I don't think our time set any records, but the fact is we all got together, we had a blast, and I'd be very surprised if next year wasn't even stronger. The support for this event was in evidence on the back of our jerseys. I'll try to get a photo of that up on LinkedIn so you can all see. But the support was really great, as it is for Fully Threaded Radio. And our title sponsors for this podcast are Brighton Best International, Global Fasteners, and Star Stainless. Here's Lynn and a few of the Rugged Maniacs.
All right, we're doing post interviews here. Okay, so who do I have here?
Mallory Nichols,
Bobby Wagner.
Brandy Bertoya.
All right, and Bobby's my only repeater, right?
Yep.
All right, so ladies, how was it?
It was fun. Honestly, it was torturous moments, but overall, really, really fun.
The obstacles were really fun.
Yes.
All right. If there was one you just want to throw away and never do again, which one was that?
The arm bar. The arm bar.
Yeah.
It's like
The monkey bars.
Oh,
You got to cross it, Bob.
What do you guys think?
Did you get across it?
Bobby was
Yeah,
the
Bobby
only one
got
that got across.
Yeah,
I
Eric
slipped right
almost
off.
made it.
I just kind of jumped in the water on that one.
I would do away with the really long, 1 mile run between the two obstacles.
Exactly.
Good pick. Good pick.
I don't know if
I'm
that
with
counts.
you on that.
All right, so would you do it again?
Oh,
Are we seeing you here next year?
Definitely.
Yes.
All right.
2023, let's go.
All right.
Let's do it.
Mommy, and you're like, this is
Okay, we're still tailgating here, and now I'm with...
Mike Robinson.
Ashley Parker.
Hi.
Your name.
Ryan, hi.
All right, how was the race?
It was great.
Awesome.
Super fun. Way more fun than I thought.
Oh, that's good. So, the obstacle you would like to get rid of and never see again?
The running part.
Yes. Less running, more obstacles.
So, you two are new, all right, to the course, or you didn't do Rockford. You did Rockford.
Yeah.
So, which course setup did you like better?
I think they both had positives and negatives. I mean, both of them, we had an awesome group out there. This one had a little bit longer runs where, you had to run for over a mile straight. And we're not about the running, we're about the obstacles. That's the fun part. Get mud, get dirty, that part. But we had our cheer squad here, so no obstacle was too tough for us.
The spectators that were filming you guys, we decided not to do that long run. So I don't think we have any video of you guys at those.
A lot of complaining, maybe a little walking. It's all good.
So would you do it again?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
100%. 100%. And I already
mark them in the books. Next year they're in.
Let's get back out there. Round 2.
No, they said we can do round 2.
Okay, I'm here with
Don Carr.
Eric Dudas.
Carmen Vertulo.
All right, and Carmen was a spectator like I was doing the videos, but these other two did the race. How was it?
Fantastic. Had a blast.
Various parts of my anatomy are throbbing.
I just want to say, though, in order to keep up with these guys, I had to run twice as fast as any of them to get to the next obstacle. So I just want to go on record.
Good man.
Yes. Now, we skipped that mile run. Remember, though, Carmen? We said, we'll just wait for him over here. So was this your first time?
Yes, it
with
was.
the Mutter?
Yes, it was.
Would you do it again?
Absolutely.
And-
I'm already in for next year.
All right. And what obstacle would you get rid of?
None of them.
None of them. Okay. Any obstacle you would get rid of, Eric?
Get rid of? No, I think some of them were pretty challenging. I'm glad none of them were electrified this year.
I think that one.
Sounds like fun, doesn't it? You can see photos of the race and some of the tailgating pictures out on LinkedIn. There are a lot of them, probably some of the other social platforms as well. Almost makes me wonder why I kept asking myself during the actual event itself why I was doing this, but no, it was great. And the bonding that took place, I think George Hunt III hit it on the head. Thanks to Bright Best International, afterwards they treated us all to a great lunch, and George toasted and pointed out to everybody, hey, we're all part of a kind of exclusive group right now. We can always count on each other down the road for whatever might come up in this wild fastener world. And there's something to that. Also like to thank Bob GQ Baer of Abbott Interfast. He quarterbacked this event, invested a lot of time and energy, as did several others on the team. Just a really solid effort. Same can be said about the following day, August 20th. That was a Sunday morning. Many of us all reconvened. I think there were about 60 people that met up in Elgin, Illinois, at the Stelfast facility. Jake Davis of BTM Manufacturing and Matt Boyd from Parker. You've heard them on the podcast in the past discussing the Sleep in Heavenly Peace charity. Well, this event that they put together, I can't say enough about it. I really didn't know what to expect when I volunteered for this. Brian and Lynn joined me as well as Carmen Vertulo, and we drove up early that morning, not knowing really what to expect. And I tell you, it just really exceeded all of our expectations. The people running the event were really dedicated volunteers, and I think that it's really an authentic charity to be involved with. I don't think anybody would disagree with that, having gone through it. Again, you can find many pictures of this out on LinkedIn, probably elsewhere as well. I'd like to thank Stelfast and Dave Gowlick for hosting this, and of course Jake and Matt. Bright Best International also was once again quite generous, as were all the volunteers with their time. We spent the morning and into the early afternoon fabricating and partially assembling 80 beds, and these were, I guess, eventually distributed in Kankakee, Illinois, and then a big chunk of them went out to Kansas City. Sleep in heavenly peace. I would be shocked if you don't hear more fastener companies jumping in on events like this, because it's just a win-win for everybody involved, mostly the kids. And by the time the event was over, we were really warmed up for Fastener Week. The next day, Monday, August 21st, many of us convened at the Oak Brook Hilton, where we had a meeting of the Naperville Fastener Association. Some of you will recall that at last year's meeting, which was held actually in Naperville, Oddly enough, this time we did it in Oak Brook. I was inducted into the NFA Hall of Fame. This time, the honor went to Rich Cavoto of Metric and Multi-Standard. I think he was kind of shocked. Marty traveling salesman Nolan took care of the award. He came out with these beautiful pint glasses. Rich looked really happy. And it was a good group out there. Warming up for the next day, Tuesday, when the tabletop happened. And I've got quite a bit of sound. The lovely and talented Lynn Dempsey was out there again. And a few details from MWFA Executive Director Nancy Rich. There were 95 tables at this year's event and 169 exhibit personnel manning the booths. And just about 225 attendees registered for this event. And I'll tell you, the show floor looked like a lot more at times. The hall was really bustling. I think everybody was quite happy. Some classes were being put on by the Fastener Training Institute. I saw Lawrence Klaus walking around. John Walkman was in attendance as well. So you'll hear a few reviews of those classes on some of these interviews. And I'll pop that on now. Stick around till the end. You'll get golf results and the winner of this year's coveted FTR Award. It was a pretty challenging course out there in Oak Brook, very professionally manicured, if I do say so myself with my amateur's eye, but I can see why they picked this venue for the tournament. Everybody was super happy with it. Oh, and one other detail that I don't think we got on mic. Early on during the day, MWFA President George Hunt III announced there have been 6 companies that have attended all 40 years of the MWFA annual show in its various forms. And they are Abbott Interfast, Brighton Best, Continental Aero, Global Fastener News, Metric and Multi-Standard, and Excel Screw. So they handed out plaques to all of them. It's pretty impressive when you think about it. What would a fastener show be without a little honorarium offered here and there, right? Well, you're honoring us by listening in to the podcast. We sure do appreciate you listening to Fully Threaded Radio every episode, and that includes this special edition. Here's Lynn with some sounds from this year's MWFA Fastener Week.
Hello, everybody. I am here at the Mid-West Fastener Association tabletop. And from the noise you can hear in the background, it is crowded. It is exciting. And it's August 23rd, 2022. And we're in a new venue over here. We're in Oak Brook. And it's very snazzy exhibition room here. And we had our reception, the Naperville reception, last night at the bar, and that was nice. And the big bash is tonight, and it's new hours, 1 to 6, and we'll see how that works with everybody's schedule for our distributors and manufacturers. But it's quite exciting. So I'll see who I can get for you guys to answer some questions and things. It should be very informative, so stay tuned. We're running the halls looking for people to record, and I found
Jake Davis with BTM Manufacturing.
Wayne Wishnew, XL Screw Corporation.
Gentlemen, let's talk about the FDI. June, 53.8. July, 46.1. What happened?
Well, one, I'm not surprised by it at all, just based on what we saw. Certainly, BTM has remained busy, just trying to catch up with the open orders that we've had, but there's just been some softening. We started to see some customers push out some delivery dates. I would also add, this is kind of an odd, but aspect of vacations and things like that, where people are taking time off, things aren't being bought. August, as we kind of get into that, I think it'll remain the same. I'm optimistic it'll maybe creep closer to 50, but it didn't surprise me.
Okay, and you're not worried?
I'm not worried. I felt like it's going to need to self-correct a little bit and slow down, let all of us catch our breath a bit, and have the opportunity to correct itself, and maybe numbers are going to come down. You know, we were just talking to Brian with Star Stainless, and he's like, numbers are kind of coming down. We're going to sell the same tonnage, but our margins are going to stay the same, but sales are going to dip because we're not paying as much. So, just naturally things are going to evolve in that way.
How about Wayne?
Just to expand a little bit on what Jake was talking about, I've been in the industry for 45 years, and I don't really get too much into the technology of the numbers, so to speak. I kind of been always relied on my feelings and gut feelings about what I see, what I hear, and try to keep my finger on the pulse of the industry that way. I do see it softening a bit, but I don't think it's anything crazy, and I don't think it's anything to panic about yet. This late summer is normally a slow time of the year. And we're kind of waiting to see what the fourth quarter brings. I think things usually pick up September and October, and carry on pretty much right through January and February. So right now I'm still optimistic, not panicking. The FDI numbers tell you one thing. My feelings sort of support that, but that's how I feel. I'm not really a technology type of guy.
So I get the FDI numbers, and then, I've been calling Wayne every Friday morning.
Just to make sure I'm still alive, because I'm old.
Basically, it's a wellness check. And
Under the disguise of FDI
I do get worried if he doesn't answer. But, we talk pretty weekly, and, we talk about life, but we talk about work. And, that's a good ebb and flow of what we do, and that's what relationships...
It's two different spectrums of the business. I'm in the import business. Jake is in the manufacturing and distribution business, so we kind of get a feel for each other about what we're seeing on the import side and what he sees on the manufacturing side. So,
and I think, just to speak the value of the association, I think with George and Nancy and all of us on the board try and do a good job of sharing this information with our members. And I think that's Eric and Brian do a good job with the FDI. Just it's another gauge out there for us to kind of just compare it to what Wayne said. He can look at the number and be like, yeah, that's what his radar is showing, and I can look at it and be like, the same response.
Can I just change the subject a little bit and change to build a bed?
Yeah.
Oh, what a great day on Sunday.
No, we've talked, and it's we were extremely blessed by the amount of participants, certainly the amount of money that was raised by support by companies and individuals. We had $20,000, 80 beds. And, we got started about 9:30 and finished, I would say, around 1:30. Had a great lunch that was supplied by BBI and Master Chef George Hunt. And just so grateful to Selfast. And, again, to have everybody show up, to have 75, 80 participants on a Sunday morning give up their weekend like that, and such a great cause. I've been with Sleep in Heavenly Peace helping them out, had a couple builds back in Kansas City, and just was so grateful to have dear friend Wayne, and Amy, Brian, and just so many close friends that came out, customers. Matt and Angie were there. It was just a phenomenal day, and we were blessed with great weather, great friends.
If I can interrupt for a second, Jake's a modest guy. What he did is amazing. That's really a wonderful, wonderful cause. And the time and effort and heart that he puts into it, I find it to just be incredible. And I have nothing but the utmost respect for him for doing that.
And I think all of us who were there, all we say is, when we went home, we were tired, but we felt good.
Absolutely. And you won the award for dirtiest.
The dirtiest, yeah. I was a dipper.
And you still have a slight tinge of vinegar smell from all the staining you did. And no one wants to stain that much, and you did it. So
I did it.
Those kids are going to benefit.
No bed
because
bugs.
of the
yeah. Who'd ever thought that vinegar, apple vinegar?
Yeah. Who would have thought, right?
All right, I crossed the aisle, and I'm over here at Parker, and I'm talking to...
Ashley Parker over at Parker Fasteners.
All right, and I understand that you attended the class this morning.
Yes, I attended the seminar this morning. It was on safeguards in buying and importing manufactured goods. I thought the class was very educational. What they did do is they went in depth on the plating processes, the lookouts on when you are importing parts, if you are importing parts, what you should do, not do. If you're going to add plating, testing, hardness, look at prints. Prints could be very specific. You want to make sure you know what you're looking out for.
All right, and how's this going to help you at Parker?
it helps me at Parker in sales because when I get a lot of quotes and I want to make sure I'm quoting the right print, the right part, I'm getting the correct customer sign-offs, and that way we have great communication all across the board.
Sounds like a really informative class.
I would say so.
All right, so now let's switch to another subject here. Let's talk about the Rugged Maniac race, because I know you participated. I think we had, 4 women, 5 women?
I think it was actually about 4 women.
4 women that did, and you guys did great. I was out there filming and everything, so tell me about it, because it was your first one with us anyway.
I thought it was a great experience. It's great team bonding. You really get to know people out there. And the obstacles were fun. The run, even though I'm not a big runner, that was pretty fun. And it just gets you a chance to get outside and not think about manufacturing and get to know people very well.
Yes. I love that you guys moved as a group and, helped as a group.
Yeah, we had a huge team effort. We didn't move on to any obstacle without all of our team members there. And when we got to an obstacle that may have been too challenging, we helped each other through it.
What was the worst obstacle that you wouldn't like to see again?
I wouldn't say the worst, but I can say the scariest one was probably about like a 2 or 3 story high rope climb. And man, you don't want to look down when you're going on that thing.
Yeah, that's true. And that's when you slid down, right? It was the water slide down? Is that one?
It was the pyramid rope climb up, and then you climb over, then you climb down a rope back down. So for short people, it's a little challenging.
Oh, yeah. There was a lot of, I'm a short person, so there I was looking, going, I don't know if I could jump that far, but you're a lot younger than me. So would you do it again?
I would do it again, yeah.
And would you encourage others to do it? We need more women in there, women.
Yeah, sign up next year. It's fun. They do it every year. It's a great time. You get to know a lot of different companies, industries, and to be honest, it's just all around fun.
Thanks for talking.
Of course. Thank you.
This is Patrick Bending with Continental Aero.
Tell me about the class this morning. What was the subject?
Well, today's class was on purchasing and pitfalls in domestic and overseas purchasing.
And so can you tell me a little bit about the class?
Sure. Well, we went into things to look at with customers, with customer prints, with different modifications that you can make to part, different specials, and all kind of the things to look for, both for what to make sure that you have covered and what to avoid.
Why did you take the class?
I took the class. It's something where I think it's always good to keep your skills sharp. And purchasing is something that isn't necessarily my strongest field, so I thought it was a good opportunity to come in, learn from someone who's more seasoned in it, and really try and round out as a professional.
Okay. And your takeaway from the class?
I thought it was a good class. I would recommend it, especially on the intro level side. If you have new buyers coming into the fold, new people in your purchasing team, it's a good class for them to go to.
Thank you for talking.
Thank you.
All right, we're still at Mid-West here, and I happen to bump into
Erica Strandquist.
Oh, that name sounds familiar. I think your daddy's been on our program, hasn't he?
Yeah, my dad's been in the industry for a long time, and he's been on Fully Threaded quite a few times.
And have you heard your dad on Fully Threaded?
Yes, I have.
Do you have any choice in the...
Yes. But yeah, I've listened to a few episodes and listened to episodes when my dad was on it, and I was at Worth before I was at Sims, so I used to listen to it. I've been at Sims for about 6 months now, and I am loving it. I love the manufacturing side of the industry, so it's super fun. I was actually at a manufacturer before I went into distribution, and so it's just coming back. I like the hustle and the how it changes all the time, and there's different things going on, so it's just fun.
Well, say hi to your father for us.
For sure, I will.
Nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you.
Kurt Soderholm, Bricks and Stainless.
So let's talk business. Let's talk the FDI. The FDI numbers in June were 53.8. In July, 46.1. What are your insights on that?
It's hard to say. There's so many variables in what we're doing right now and how we're trying to get through the industry that it's really hard to see where this is all headed. I think it's becoming back to normal. I think we're getting over the hump, but it's going to take a little time.
What are your predictions for fourth quarter then?
Number-wise, I don't know, but I think it's going to be solid still. I think we're still trying to catch up, get everybody up to speed with their levels. So it's hard really to say how strong it's going to be, but I think it'll be steady.
How's supply issues?
Getting better. Inventory levels are starting to get back to normal. We're starting to receive more product in a faster time period, which has helped. That has always been a crutch over the last year. We were dealing with those slowdowns from the mills and the ports and everything else, but our inventory levels are getting back to normal.
Okay.
So that's a big plus for us right now. The only major storm that I would see is the political backlash globally. If they ever make that happen, then it's going to become a problem. But beyond that, I think we weathered the storm pretty well. We were able to keep inventory levels in check. The lead times have changed and come back to normal a little bit for us instead of the 52-week garbage that we were seeing. But I think we're over the hump and starting to go in the right direction.
How's the show been?
Show's excellent. New location. I like the fact that it's in a nice facility. Hilton does a nice job. You have the golf course connected. Everybody's here. You don't have to travel places. So I think it's a nice change.
And I'm here with
Mike Kolker.
And Mike, how do you like the new venue, first off?
The new venue is great. It's packed. It's hopping. People are around and they want to talk.
Oh, I know.
I love it.
And Mike wants to talk, which I love. So tell me the big news.
So the big news is Distribution One has recently become part of Advantive. Advantive is a company that is a collection of 6 high-performing software companies, 2 in the distribution space, 4 in the manufacturing space. And it's an exciting play. We've got an ownership team that's got a lot of resources. They're investing in getting the right people in, getting the right product direction, all that stuff. But what they took is 6 companies that had success in their space, and they want to amplify that.
So how do you think you're going to like that?
It's certainly a change. It's going from a company of 50 people to over 350 is a big difference. But I love the energy from the top, the enthusiasm, the commitment to integrity, to values, to grit. They've got some real cool foundational values that they hold and they articulate and they demonstrate in their action.
And I believe we were talking earlier, and one of your competitors is now like your friend. Right?
Yeah, that's always interesting. The guys we would compete with at the shows, we're now on the same team. So now we're actually collaborating on space to go after. What's a better fit for who? Hey, I've got this lead. It doesn't fit us. Do you guys, can you take it and run with it? It's really, and you know what? You also discover the human aspect. When we're competitors, it's them, it's them, it's them. Now we're human beings. They've got a great team. We got a great team. It's a good time.
That's good. Now, your acquisition was big, especially in your life, because your life's going to change a little bit. I'm sure you heard of Star Stainless going over to
Yes, and Stelfast and
Yeah, so where do you think the industry's going with all this?
Well, you know what I think there's interesting, because if you look at the demographics, a lot of the owners are of an age where they've got to have a succession plan. And I think maybe that drives part of it. We're going to see more companies that are doing acquisitions and rolling things up. We're probably going to deal with fewer individual companies, but more large companies that have diverse companies that have come together to form that. So you've got one company represents more, like we represent now 6 product brands. And Stelfast, Star, Lindstrom represent, a broader product group. So you have one company representing that.
So for the distributors, do you think that's better? Do you think it's not better? What do you think it is?
I guess it depends. Companies that have done an excellent job of distributing product to these guys, it just amplifies that for them, because now they got a broader selection from the same delivery mechanism. Bottom line, I think once you have that economy of scale, you can do more and do it better. And if we're still committed to the industry, which we are, which they are, Stelfast did, I think it just amplifies what you can deliver.
I'm still strolling the aisles here, and I'm here with
Kam Dorsey, Beacon Fasteners.
Cameron, I'm putting you on the spot right away. Let's talk FDI. In June, it was 53.8, and July, 46.1.
My guess is, at least for our July, we did see the second half not as strong as the first half, but the numbers were still elevated, and I just think, at least on the sentiment side, that any slowdown compared to what we've been going through the last 20 months is not actually slow. It just feels slower because we've been so on fire for 20 months. I would not be surprised if that number ticks back up in August. And we're still seeing strong demand. Customers are still busy. Inventory is still challenging to get through. And I don't think we've normalized yet, though I think that's coming. I just don't think we're there yet. I think that's more the end of the year.
Well, you probably answered the reason why the forward-looking outlook is so good. It's 53.5. It's probably, like you said, you're running the marathon with COVID, and now you're just stopping to do a 5K. You're like, oh, wow, what's happened?
Yeah,
right?
it's anything compared to what we've been doing, it's going to feel slower than it really is. And some of the chaos is coming out of the supply chain right now. I mean, the lead times are predictable, albeit not good, but it's predictable. We know what we're working through. Some of the container stuff is seeing a little bit better. Things are improving, so that's going to weaken demand a little bit because orders are getting filled, but I don't think we're there yet where we're going back to normal levels. I think that's probably, my guess, end of the year, first quarter, we'll start to be closer to those type of numbers.
And I'm here with
Kyle Clark of Red Rock Distribution.
Red Rock. I'm not familiar with you guys. Tell me about yourself.
Well, we're a relatively brand new company. We had the indelible joy of launching in late 2019, right before the pandemic hit. And Red Rock was on a little bit of a hiatus through the worst of the pandemic, but we feel that the time has come to give it another go.
All right. And so what's your specialty? All fasteners, or is there a certain fastener?
Well, we're a direct importer is what we are. We deal with all the major specifications. And we also have a line of construction fasteners as well, which we highlight with the Zinnel construction fastener. Currently manufactured in Taiwan and imported into the U.S.
Okay. Any trouble with supply chain?
Outside of the normal challenges that we're all facing, no.
We were talking about the FDI, and 50 is normal, and we're a little below 50. How about your industry right now? How about your distribution?
I'd probably call it a little bit over 50 right now. If you'd asked me this question about 6 months ago, I probably would have said we're still on the other side just because of the supply chain issues. But it feels like the industry is really stabilized and that we're now able to plan for those extended lead times. And I think once the lead times go back the other way, I think we'll all probably be well over 50.
Is this your first show?
Yes, it is.
All right. So, observations.
It's a great turnout. I've been to the other shows as an attendee. This is our first one, as an exhibitor. And honestly, great turnout.
Ross Weber with Daco Precision. So we're a custom manufacturer. We make a lot of various different stampings, all kinds of different metals, also production machining and tool and die.
So who would be your main customer?
We do a lot of work through distribution. So companies like Fastenal, General Fastener Company, Bassard, Endries, are some of the local big distributors that we're doing work with. We do work with some big OEMs as well, but a lot through distribution.
How's business?
Business has been fantastic. The last year has been incredible. We're putting up record numbers. It's been awesome. It's been a great year.
What do you predict for your fourth quarter?
You know, everything going on in the world right now, it seems like there's a lot of uncertainty in the market right now. I think a slowdown's coming. We're starting to see it trickle off a little bit, but I think we'll be steady. But it'll be interesting to see what happens in 2023 for sure.
Should I ask about supply chain? Are the problems resolved, or are there still some?
For the most part, things have leveled off. It was really difficult for us to find and source steel for a while, and lead times were crazy. Some of the plating that we have for an outside services, that stuff was also very difficult for a period of time just with lead times. But things seem to be leveling off pretty good in that aspect, but I think that's a result of things slowing down as well.
Thanks, fellas. Have a great show.
Thank you.
All right, super. All right, I'm here with one of the recipients of the 40-year trophy, or whatever we're calling this. This is
Rich Cavoto, metric and multi-standard.
And have you been coming here all 40 years?
If I do recall, I think I have been coming here for 40 years now, Lynn.
Oh, my gosh.
I know I don't look it, but
yeah, I
it's
know.
True. I'm a big fan of the tabletop instead of the big show down at Rosemont, but they're all pretty good. They're all been, with Nancy running the show and our board, everyone does a really nice job, and it's a well-run show, and I think this could be one of our best.
Yeah, 40 years. Yeah, who picked the venue?
Well, I got to be honest, Steve Uerhausen was pushing the venue because of the golf and the hall here for the show, all in one location. And so far, so good. I think it's going to be, like I said, a big success.
Yeah, I think a lot of people like that. Now, golfing, who's your team?
Well, the golfing, we have avid Interfast guys with Bob, Jim, and Grant. And I got to be honest, I'm not having my best year of golf because I work too much. And so our team is probably not favored this year, but I think it's going to be a beautiful day tomorrow. The sun looks like it's going to be close to 80 degrees, and we're definitely going to have fun.
So if I was in Vegas, who would I put my money on to win?
You want to put your money on the guys from American Ring down there. I think they brought some ringers.
Oh, okay.
Rob Reynolds.
Yeah, Big
AKA, no, Big Country.
Big Country. Okay.
But and you have Jason Bertone, Steve Uerhausen, and a couple other ringers. Everyone's bringing in ringers now. I think our days of winning this might be coming to an end, unless we get some age handicap and get to move the tees up a little bit.
Stanley from Prestige Threaded Products and Great Lakes Washer.
And he wants to tell us about Fully Threaded Radio.
It's the best. What an honest-to-God truth about fasteners and the people in them. It rocks.
Do you have a favorite episode?
I like the last one. You guys were talking about fishing up in Canada, and then you guys got into talking to Brandy at Insequel, and I forget the gentleman. Tim, yeah. It was good stuff. Yeah, from Star. That broke my heart.
All right.
Yes.
Thank you.
Well, thank you, Stanley. Nice of you to say so. And thank you, Lynn Dempsey, for another great round of interviews. I know you got a lot of sound that we weren't able to jam into this episode. As always happens, we can't use it all, but thanks also to all the people who participated with us. So much fun, and I know all of you in the audience appreciate it too. Okay, I've got winners coming up from the golf outing, as promised, and the FTR Award. Speaking of winners, over in the Buckeye booth, they had a card drop, and they were selecting a winner for a really sweet-looking bottle of Maker's Mark. And of all things, who won it? Brian Wheeler of Star Stainless. He looked pretty happy. Pretty sure that bottle was polished off by the time the golf outing was over, though. Buckeye's always good for coming through with industry favorite beverages. They're also part of our great list of sponsors. Once again, the title sponsors of Fully Threaded Radio are Brighton Best International, Global Fasteners, and Star Stainless. Fully Threaded is also sponsored by Buckeye Fasteners, BTM Manufacturing, Eurolink Fastener Supply Service, Fastener Technology International, Insequel Software, ND Industries, Parker Fasteners, Solution Industries, Stelfast, 3Q Inc., Volt Industrial Plastics, and Worth Industry North America. As always, golf is a huge highlight of the MWFA Summer Gala, and this year I guess they oversold the event, but somehow they managed to squeeze 148 golfers in. First place was hotly contended. If I'm reading this correctly, this report from Nancy, best score on the course, this was a scramble, was 55, and the first place team consisted of course, Steve Uerhausen, Jason Bertone, Brian Prodell, and Greg Fields. Kind of an ad hoc group there. Second place, Bob Paris, Rob Jarvis, Mark Goddard, and Rob Crowder. So a couple names a lot of people were expecting weren't in that list. I won't say any more, but we'll have more to say about that, I think, on an upcoming episode. Lots of side prizes available at this one. The ball drop winner got a $300 prize. The 50-50 also $300. And there were 4 hole-in-one opportunities on this one. nobody took home the bacon. I don't know if they roll that over or not. I'm thinking they put it into the education kitty. And end suspense on the big question on your minds. Who took home the FTR Award? That usually goes to some kind of a performance out there in the course that's not really prize-worthy in other ways, shall we say. At MWFA events, Golf Chairman Emeritus Rich Cavoto usually handles this one for us. And in his judgment, this time it was the team led by Beacon Fasteners' Dennis Clark that took home the FTR Award. A warm 30-pack of Busch Light beer, along with an attractive and stylish FTR baseball cap. Congratulations, Dennis and team. Not sure exactly what led to this one, but Rich did tell me that they only played 15 holes. Sounds about right. Hey, I think everybody had a great time, and I hope you enjoyed listening to this episode of Fully Threaded Radio. We always enjoy having you on. Thanks to our sponsors, too. We look forward to talking with you next time. We've got some really great stuff lined up. Don't forget, I think I mentioned, we'll have much more coverage on the Rugged Maniac race as Jake Davis, Mike Robinson, and Ashley Parker kind of go through a little bit obstacle by obstacle exactly what they went through. Should be good. And that wraps up this coverage of MWFA's Fastener Week. Talk to you next time, everybody.
Fully Threaded Radio is a production of Fasteners Clearinghouse.